Hey, what's going on? I wanted to show you something real quick and easy today. We have got so much beautiful citrus at the farmer's market right now, and I always buy a ton of oranges, but I hate peeling and eating oranges in the normal sense. I don't like the process, I don't like the membrane. I haven't since I was a kid. So I want to show you how I like to eat oranges. This is a classic French technique called supreming, and you can do this with a lot of different types of citrus. It is a supreme pain in the butt, which means the French love it even more. Supreming in oranges, taking the outer rind off of it, as well as the pith, which is spongy and bitter. You basically trim away all that membrane, and what you're left with is this center core of nothing but orange, and then you slice out each individual segment, and it leaves for the most effortless orange eating you have ever had. And so you may have had this at a fancy hotel or at an expensive breakfast buffet on your yogurt with granola or something, but I love to do this if I'm making crepe Suzette, or even just with a bowl of vanilla ice cream, maybe a shot of bourbon over the top for breakfast this morning. So let's make some orange supremes. Here we go. It's very simple. We start with our navel orange here. And what we want to do is we want to take the top and the bottom off evenly. These oranges are probably 2 weeks old, so they're a little bit dried out and starting to kind of wilt, which is why I want to do this now before they go bad. And so I start by taking the top off. And I want to make sure that I expose all of the segments on the bottom. You can see I've exposed all of them here. You can see the outer zest where all those essential oils reside, and that's where all that beautiful orange flavor comes in. If I want to add orange flavor to a baked good or to a dish without adding juice or tartness or sugar, then I add that zest. The white pith is not really good for much. It's kind of bitter and spongy like I mentioned. And of course then we have the fruit on the interior. I flip it over and I do the same thing on the other side, making two parallel cuts, and you can see there that I have turned around and I have made that same removal, and I can see all of my beautiful segments top down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to carefully take this first strip away of fruit. Now that first wide strip takes a lot of flesh off, but it's the cost of doing business. I just want to see how thick that pith is. And then as I rotate, I keep my knife blade on the inner edge of the fruit, so I make sure I'm trimming all away that pith. But if I were to start here, obviously I have pith and I have zest on that side of the orange. I'm not going to be able to trim it all off, so I want to get as much as I can. Now the bigger of the strip of pith and zest and peel that you pull away, the more fruit you pull away. So I kind of keep it to minimal little strips like so. I don't want this to take all day, but by the same token, I don't have to go back over it very much. Now I also want to make sure I do my best to maintain the natural shape of the orange, which is round. I've seen some culinary students, and even as a young cook myself, these would often end up closer to square than they would round. So as I trim away that last little bit of pith on this side, it all looks good. Get rid of all that. That'll be great. The rinds and stuff make your garbage disposal or compost bin smell great. So I'll take a look at the bottom. Ooh, I did a great job. I got all of that pith off of there. So that looks really nice. And then I just take this, and you can see the very clear deviations of each segment, and it's very simple. I put my knife as close as I can to that membrane, and I cut down and inward towards the center, and what I plop out is a beautiful, perfect orange segment. I do the same thing, and there we go. These are supremes, and they're incredibly satisfying to both make and to eat. If you get a little stuck there, not a big deal. Some citrus fruit like pomelo and even lime, you can separate the membrane with your fingers only. You don't have to have a knife to cut it out. But oranges, the fruit sticks a little bit to that membrane, so you do have to cut it. Well, I hope you enjoyed checking out our supremes today. These go great in salads. You can squeeze the leftover kind of inner bits for juice to make a great vinaigrette, which you'll see coming up in some videos, I'm sure. I hope you enjoyed checking this out. I just started a YouTube channel called Fill in the Food, which is the same name as the cookbook that I've written, and so check that out as well. And as always, you can check out what we're doing at cheftonyadams.com. We'll see you then, all right?